At last class, we talk about the inheritance, right?
Yeah.
How to inheritance use, and then also inheritance is sees. Derived class and base class, I talk about it, was a derived class and was a base class is this. Okay.
Mm, mm,
Come to the next topic is stats, is my types of inheritance. There are three types of inheritance in C++ programming. Okay. One is called as a single level inheritance. Okay. Second is called
mm,
as a multi-level inheritance. And third one is called a multiple level inheritance. Okay. Okay, if I explain it by using the diagram, okay, this is better way to explain the diagram. Suppose that this is your one class, right? And then this is your
mm,
second class right there. Okay. And then what you
mm,
do? This class A is inherit the class B, right? And just write his name is A. I just write here the name is A. Oh, what a minute. Hello. Send it. All right, his name is A, and this is my B. Okay. So this is A and B, right? This is one of
mm.
the class, is your parents' class, right? This is your
Yeah.
parents' class. And this is your child class, where you can inherit all the properties of the parents' class, right?
Mm,
Okay. This is simple way you can use here. And this in this case, we use only two class here. This is called a single level inheritance. When we use a
mm,
two class, and then one parents class and one child class are there, this is called a single level inheritance.
mm.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. But what if I do multiple things? I'm sorry. And then I just use one thing. And if I use multiple classes right there, suppose this is one class, okay, this is
Mhm,
other class, okay, and this is another class, and then we for user other class. Many of the classes are used, and all the classes inherit one by one. Okay,
mhm,
this class inherit this class is inherit this class, and this class is inherit this class, right? So I just
mhm,
name it here the A. This class I name here the B, and this class I name here the C, and this class I name here the D. Okay. So here we
mhm,
see that here we have multiple of parents class. This is parents class. A is parents class of B, and B is child class of A, right? And the next one
mhm.
we go there, B is parents class of C, and C is child class of B. And the next one we
Right.
go there, C is parents class of D, and D is parents child class of C, right? So
Mhm,
one by
mhm.
one, this generation will be contribute any times, and then if you call this D class, then all the value will be called of the A, B, C. This is called a multiple level inheritance, where we have the multiple level of the classes, multi-level inheritance. This is not a multiple level. This is called a multi-level inheritance, right?
So
Mhm.
basically D can call any of this from like
Yeah,
any
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 of this
method
because
from
yeah,
any
because
method
all
from A, B, and C, right?
yeah, because
Okay.
all the
Mhm,
class will be inherited inside the D
mhm,
one by one. Because in this case we share about the generations, right? Okay.
mhm.
So this is called multi-level inheritance. Okay. This is
Okay.
simple way you can define as a multi-level inheritance. If I just
Mhm,
define as a multiple level inheritance, was a multiple level inheritance too. So just I do is suppose we have a class A, okay, and then here I just make as a class other one, and then here I make other one class, and then here I make other one classes right there. And then this A class, single A class is inherit the properties B and C and D also. Okay. Suppose this
Mm-hmm.
is my A class. Okay. This is my B class,
B class.
and this is my C class, and this is my D class. Right. So in
Mm,
all the A class properties inherit by B, C, this both the classes is not inherit other one properties, right? Though
mm,
this type of things, and if I just create here the below one or all things, and then suppose that this one is inherit B class properties, this one is inherit C class properties, and this one is inherit in D class properties also. Okay,
mm,
and then I name is E, whatever you want to name here. Okay. So this one is your grandparents class, and then here to the multiple parents class here, and then this is my one of the child class, the way you inherit all the properties of A, B, C, D, right? But B or
mm,
C and D both are not inherit others one properties, right?
yeah,
This is
mhm,
called multiple level inheritance, where we have to
mm,
define a multiple level, but some things is not contribute connecting with them. This B and C,
mm,
D, and is not connected with them, but entirely this will be connected by E.
mm,
This is called multiple level inheritance.
mhm,
Okay, right?
mhm.
So this with this why we talk about this one. Okay, this clear. So
Yes.
these things we do by using the programs. How to do that? The programs by using this one. I just check this out. First of all, a single level, single level inheritance. Here I just make here the class name is A. Okay, and then this one I use a public, and then I just make here is function. Okay. I also if
Mhm.
I make here the function is void and a function, a class. Okay, I just name as a class and the right value is a class is and just use a C out. This is this message from a class. This message from a class, right? And I
Mm,
use as a handle also. Okay. As a simple way you can talk about here. And then second one thing was use class B. And then for the inheritance, we just use a column symbol, right? Same thing you can use to write this here. Okay, where you use this type of things. Okay, same thing. So how to do that? Just write the public first, and then class A. Okay, and then use this public again, and then void. I just write as a B class. Okay, and then I just write here just simple one message. This is this message from A class, and then use an and, right? And
mm.
then a semicolon put here. Okay, this is simple one. This is one parents class and one child class. That's it. Okay, other don't use the other one class, one child class and one parents class. I use here. Okay,
Um,
yeah.
so in the child class, did
Mm-hmm.
where does it inherit?
Yeah. Child B is inherit the A properties. Okay, all the properties is methods and the attributes, whatever use inside the A class.
Just because you said public A,
Yeah,
that's why it's okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's why
So
it's
if
inherited.
so if we go to
Uh-huh.
in main and if we said B dot B class, then it will.
Yeah. So I just create the object of only a B class, not the other one class. How was the B class? I just name is B, right? And for on
Mm,
behalf of B, we call the A class methods, right?
mm,
And then
mm.
also call the B class method.
B class method. Okay.
Both the
Mm-hmm.
class method I call here.
Mm,
Okay?
mm,
If I run this one, check this out. Then here, so this two both some messages are appear here because in
mm-hmm.
this section we use both the classes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is simple one is a single inheritance, and this example also I take here. Okay, as a yesterday class. Okay, this is also a single
Mhm.
level inheritance example. Okay, where we use a vehicle and car class, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then come to the next one is my multi-level inheritance. What's the multi-level inheritance is to?
Basically, it inherit more than one classes.
Yeah. So if I use here, just I check this by using the class example. Class A I use here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
same thing I use as a public and name is a void A class. And then write the single message. This is this message is came from A class, right? And then I use here for the new line. And then next one you use a class B. I don't inherit right here. I just make a class first of all. After this, I use this one class. B class
Mm-hmm.
and then C out. And this message is came from B class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we can make here the class C and that's write the public void C class. And then simple one, I just write a message. This message is came from C class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And come to the one class, I also make a class D public void D class and C out. This message is came from D class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just use the handle also. Okay. Semicolon here. Right now, I just inherit this one to A to B. How to inherit? Simple one is use a colon and the right header public and then use a A. Then we inherit the properties of A. And if you want to see in the inside the C, just use a colon, just write a public and then write the B, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then whatever you want, just use a public and then inherit the C class. Okay. Simple one, all the classes inherit one by one, A to B, B to C, B, C to D, right? And if I use here to int math, right, this is my int math, and then I just curly bracket use here. And just I just make one of the class object is my D class, not other one class I use here. I just D class make the D class object, and on behalf of the D
Mm-hmm.
class, we call
So
all
D
the
dot A class. Okay.
call the
D
A
dot
class properties, B class
class.
properties right here. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
also call the C class properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
also call the D class properties. So
Yes.
same
Mm-hmm.
one class is called all class properties by using because we use a multi-level inheritance inside it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just run
So,
this,
mm.
then all the message will be appear.
So in the C class, right?
Mhm.
Are you able to call like B and A?
Yeah, will yes, because other example will show this one. Okay,
Okay.
this is not a
Mm.
multi-level example. This is a multi-level example. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, then come to the next one. Third options are there is my in third option is this multiple level inheritance. Here, this is of your example of multi-level inheritance. But here we call about a multiple level inheritance here. If you want to create here's a class name is suppose in this case I want to do one thing. Suppose I want to take a value, right? I take
Mm.
here as a value, okay, and just make as a public, okay. And then what I want to do here, I want to do make up two values int x, okay, and int y. And I want to
Mm.
call this value by the constructor class, right? This is name as value. Inside this, I use the int n1, comma, int n2, right? I just make here
Mm.
the constructor class here, N2. And inside it, next we put the N1 value, okay? And then in Y, we put here the N2 value, right? That is,
Mm.
and then also you can want to show void. Uh, I just write a value class, okay? One of the messages I just write here to show this a value class, and then see out I just write the see out. This is value class. This message come from value class. Okay. The
Mm.
simple one is this message will come here until I use here, right?
Mm.
Okay. Simple one I just write. Suppose I want to take these values and want to be calculate is sum, right? So
Mm.
then next class I make here the sum. Okay, sum, yeah, addition, whatever you want to name here, I just use the addition, right?
Mm.
Okay. And just I want to add of this one, and then how to add this one. So simple one I just use a public, okay, and then make them as a class name is suppose here void sum, right? And inside the sum we just sum of these values see out, and then how to sum of two values, and then here x plus y, okay, and then also use the add. But
Mm.
this will be getting an error. Why? Because this will be not inherited here. So what you do here, first of all, you inherit
The
this
public.
public, okay, and just write the
Mm.
value, right? After that, this will be not showing any errors,
So
right?
our can you
Mhm.
please go up a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, no, I just want to check something.
okay.
You said value here because our the main class was the name was value, right?
Yeah. This name class name is value. That's why I write here is a value. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next, make is a next class name is subtract, name is sub, and also inherit the public value because value is come from the value class. Right? In this case, public
Mm.
and void, and then write the sub, okay, and then
Mm.
see out
Sum of two value. Mm.
subtraction of two values x minus y, right,
Mm.
and
Mm.
then use for new line, and this is my two values of this one, okay.
Mm.
Okay, sub is not using here, I just use a s, right, because sub is already as a class name, okay.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, next one I class name is a show, and now what I want to show here, I want to show these two one add and sub value, right? By using
Mm.
the show
Mm.
class, not the add and another one. Got it?
Mm.
Okay. So here I just make a class show, and this here I just want to make a public, and then here I just name as a void, and then show class as name here, and then just I just write here the same message is this is show class, okay.
Mm.
And this show class is used for the getting showing your output of the sum and then additions. How to get this?
Mm.
In this case, I just inherit those values. How to inherit those values? Just
Public.
write as a public add. Then if you
Mm.
inherit both the two classes inside the show class, then what you do? Public add you use here, okay?
Mm.
And then you use comma separated by the comma and write the public
Mm. Public
sub,
sub.
right?
Okay, so this
Then
show class is inherited by
mhm,
uh,
show class
add and
sub,
sub, right?
right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
The value class in inherit both the two classes, but both the two classes not inherit by one. Okay, but these both two classes inherit by show class.
Mm.
Got it? If I
Mm.
use int main here, and what I do, I just write this one, and this I just call the show class. Nothing will be called here. I just show class, and then what's I show? I just show the result. Right? Name is a result. Okay.
Mm.
Anything you can name the object. Okay. And then for the result. Why will be this will be causing error? Because I want to assign these values. Because inside this one is why I want to apply the values. This is my constructor, right? That's why
Mm,
I just assign here the values. Is suppose I assign 63, comma 9, right?
mm, mm,
Okay, whatever value you want to assign here, any values you can assign here. Okay, in 10 one. Okay, okay, that's all good. Okay. After this result, I just call what you want to call here. You can call anything. Okay. Suppose show class, suppose you want to call the value class. Okay.
mm,
Okay. Suppose I want to call add, not the sum, not the add here. I just call the sum function, right? And if I call here the sum function and the sum this one, I think this will be getting an error. Why? Wait a minute. Why Windows getting an error? Wait a minute. I just show you to what will be happening. Okay. And just I use here the result dot num. Okay. And inside the num, I just write the values. Okay. What's the values you want to assign here? Okay. This will be not taking here the values also again. Wait a minute. I just show this one of the this one class values is value class. Okay, this one is not getting an. Okay, I think something is messy with that. Hmm. I think something is messing with that. Mm. Yeah, for this part, we use one thing. But for this one type of thing where we have then sometimes an issues, then what should I do? For this part, we use here the virtual. Okay, virtual keyword you use for this part. Okay, virtual public value, right? And then after that, inside the public, we call add, make a class name is add int, and then inside this one user int and one and int and two again. Okay, sometimes because this is a constructor class, that's why we didn't see this will be getting any issues, right? So that's why we use a colon between them, and then I just equal these two constructor, right? And then here I just use and1 and comma and2. Assign these two values to this add1 class, right? Semicolon use here. Okay. After that, same thing you can do here to inside it. Okay, same things you can do inside this part. Okay. Text. Okay, okay. One things also we do here the curly bracket. But here the curly bracket, right? And same thing you can use here to below one. And name is sub, not add here. I just use a sub. And then what you do? And same thing you can do here the public show public right there. So how to do that? Here you can write the string, and inside the show you can int and one, comma int and two. Then put here the colon, okay, and then here write value, and then put these values of and one, comma and two. And after this, put here a comma between them, and then add and one comma and two, and then again put here the comma of sub and then n1 comma n2, because in this case we pass the constructor parameters. That's why this will be voting in issue in the in case of this one. Okay, not other one here, but in this case one of this one I just not need to be semicolon here put to this one. Okay, after that we just learn this one, and this will be putting which one is causing an error. Save it, and then I just send this one, and so that's yeah, okay. This will be gotten values. If I use here in the multiple level of class, multiple level of inheritance, where we have to use the value or as a constructor, and then other one's function is simple one function. Then inside this way, you can define as a virtual, right? And then after this, you can use a assign this value n1 n2 value to add int n1 n2 constructor class, right? Because all of the classes have the own constructor class. That's why this will be coding an error. And then I just solve this by using this way. All right. By using this way, you can transfer the value one by one to the show class. And after that, you can show class. We just use them. Here we can use result dot sub. Not the sub here. I just use as as. Then you can show here the as value. Okay, if I run this one as value, then we got the as values also, subtraction
Mm,
values also. Okay, so
mm,
all the
mm.
paths will be called by using this way. All right, that's
Yeah,
clear.
could you one explain this one more time?
Yeah, I just explained you one from more time here. I just create a value class where we had defined the constructor. Okay, I just
Uh-huh.
forgot about this as using the virtual, because in for the using the constructor of other class to the another class, this will be causing an error in the C++ program, not other programming here. Okay, in
Mm,
Python this
mm,
will be not causing any errors. Okay, but
mm,
in the
mm,
C++ programming, if you call this one constructor class inside the addition class, inside the
mm,
addition class, then what will be happen? Just use a virtual keyword, right?
mm.
And then also, if you pass this up parameters, any parameters inside it, then also pass this parameter to constructor class, constructor method of the add class also.
Okay,
Got
I
it?
see, I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing we can
Mm,
pass to the subclass, and then this both are have a constructor class. Then same thing will be passed to the so class constructor method.
mm-hmm.
I just forgot about this one things, but this will be used here. And if you use
Okay.
this one, then you can able to use this part. Okay. Then
Mm,
both the things
okay.
will be clear about it. If you want to create a constructor class, then you can use this method also. It's this type of method. And this is the best example for the multiple level inheritance, because we inherit one class in two class and two class in one class. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Mm.
it? And then
Yeah.
this sometimes this is called a diamond level inheritance also. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is called a types of inheritance. That's clear to you? So
Yeah.
types of inheritance. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
practice this one. If you have
Okay.
any issues, then you can ask me as to tomorrow class. Okay.
Okay.
Because this is enough, and then time is completed. This class is
Okay.
okay. Okay. Any doubts? Any questions?
No, that's it.
All good. Okay. Just practice this one. Okay. After we
Okay.
continue, by tomorrow.
All right
Okay.
then. Thank you.
All right.